as you watch all of this unfold in Washington, D.C., what are you paying attention to? What matters to the markets at this point?
Not Washington, D.C. I think it's the short answer. I mean, it's obviously been something of a chaotic administration. I think for those of us who deal with markets, we've had to make an adjustment. At the beginning of the year, there was an assumption there'd be a lot of new legislation, a lot of attention as to who was going to win and who was going to lose out of that. In a sense, it's a little bit easier now. Now the assumption is very little legislation, maybe something to do with taxes later on this year. And I think that really allows us to not spend very much time worrying about the political situation and much more time worrying about the economic situation.
So baked into your forecasts, if we were to get tax reform or some tax cuts, that'd be more of a lagniappe. That's something that's an added bonus here for you than anything else. Exactly.
And actually, I'm quite comfortable with gridlock. I think that the economy is not in a bad place right now. It's a pretty good time in the cycle. I don't think we need much help from Washington in order to allow the market to go higher.
All right, Michael, what is the market worried about? At the moment, they seem pretty, I don't know if it's complacent, the right word, but they seem pretty comfortable with world politics.
Yeah, I would say the market is unworried at this point in time. I mean, there's a lot of mess out there in the political arena. You know, you sort of see the headlines and you scratch your head and you wonder how we'll get through all of it. But none of it really gets to the point that the market is really going to pay attention to it. I mean, sort of long-term issues in Venezuela and a crazy guy in North Korea. I mean, all of this may matter at one point in time, but it really doesn't get the attention of the market on a day-by-day basis.
Okay, what needs to happen for it to get the attention of the market?
I think it would have to get an awful lot worse. You know, if we had very tight global oil and there was a fear that Venezuela was really going to be cut off from global supply, well, you can imagine what that would do to the oil price. But right now, I think the sense is, okay, maybe something bad happens there, but there's plenty of supply in the rest of the world. So I don't think this is a year in which geopolitics is really going to disturb this market to a great deal. There clearly are some issues out there. Things clearly could get worse. But, you'd have to have really a lot would have to go wrong over the next couple of weeks for it to really matter.